Well, welcome back, everyone. Here for session 32 of the Woefully Unlearned Dungeon Crawlers. Last time we left off, we ended in the caves of the Bloomcrest mountains, where the party ended up having to leave the Whisperleaf, make their way to the mountains, and then up the mountains. Ran into a few little struggles, but were able to make it up perfectly fine. Once inside, everyone got to meet Grimaldi, the male Fey gnome, who had kind of been digging through the mountain looking for jewels and things of that nature, and kind of got to chit-chatting and inquiring about anything that may have been weird in his findings. You did find out about some markings that were on the wall that he found, led y'all to them, and through a miraculous remembrance of an item that Casmarir had, ended up being able to place a window into this wall to be able to see through that there was something on the other side. Not quite sure what, but you were able to find something on the other side. Afterward, trying to figure out how you're going to get into this area that was found. You were gifted a couple scrolls from Grimaldi that he had picked up in his travels, and then everyone decided to take a rest for the night. And so Gedrick had graciously laid out his tiny hut for everyone to snuggle up cozy in for the night. And that's where we're going to pick up. Coming out of the long rest, what are we doing?
Jean-Luc's probably gonna clean his armor, given the level of dirtiness he probably is right now. He's not a fan.
I'll say that Jean-Luc, your room looks uncannily like your bedroom at home. Since Gedrick had gotten a glimpse of your bedroom at your house with your mom, it looks uncannily like that. Feels like home. Gedrick would be at this point, I guess, in the morning out in the study, drinking his usual tea in the study that looks vaguely like the library from Beauty and the Beast, of all the tomes that Gedrick has read over the years, with Palmer sitting on a perch on a table next to him. As stated previously, in this context, Palmer looks like a bluebird instead of a blackbird, as you typically have seen him out in the world. And Casmarir, just so you know, the fighting room has everything that you need. I mean, every dummy you could imagine, at least a decent sized length or space, knowing that you're, half horse, that you probably like to get a good running start with a lot of your physical activities. And inside of there, knowing that home is just wherever you've laid your head. Any room that you go and seek out, there's just a simple bed there for you and all of the necessities that you would need, so that anywhere you go, whether it's the fighting room or in the or in a bedroom per se. It's not off-putting. And I will say that that since you went to the fighting room, Gedrick will have spent the night reading your journal in its entirety, committing it to memory, so to speak, and returning it to you in what he would have conceived of as your room. And I'll just say that if Kaz never went to a bedroom per se, that the book would just return to Gedrick, and Gedrick would find another time to return it to Kaz.
You're muted.
No, not mic trouble again.
Okay. Yeah. So, as y'all are kind of out and about, from wherever Grimaldi may be staying within the tiny hut, you're just going to hear him let out a really loud yawn. Ugh. Yeah. Gedrick.
Good morning, Grimaldi. Grimaldi, how are you? Did you sleep well?
Man, that's the best sleep I've had in years.
Well, I'm very glad to hear that. I've not invited people. Well, I haven't invited a person into this space in a long time, so I'm glad that you enjoyed it.
I really do appreciate y'all letting me come along with you. Now, I am curious. I'm not the smartest fella. I mentioned that, but I see you got a lot of books. What's got you so interested in all these books?
Oh, well, every book that you see in here I've actually read. Mind you, they're not real.
And as he's sitting there with the book in hand, he kind of like smashes it and then throws the magic off to the side, and the book kind of reappears and goes into the wall. And Gedrick would just kind of smile and pull out his cigar, kind of feeling himself in this space, so to speak, and lighting it, and just says,
well, to be perfectly frank, Grimaldi, the love of knowledge is something that is very important to me. The magic that I possess is one that I've learned over many years. Much like the fighting skills that I have as well. Spent many years with my mother learning how to fight, to protect myself. But the books you see here are my lifetime of reading and researching and learning.
That's really interesting. Now, you said you do some fighting.
A little bit,
What?
yes.
I did hear some stumblings a little bit ago. Did everyone all right?
and I kind of look around and expecting to see somebody, but I don't see anybody yet.
Everybody must have really enjoyed themselves sleeping last night.
Well, I don't know. I just maybe I misheard, but all good. Anywho, what's the plan?
Well, from my end, the plan is to use one of these scrolls that you gave to get rid of that fake
Oh, are they
wall
gonna-
we saw.
Do you think one of them's going to be useful?
God, I hope so.
And you gave us a knock, right?
Yes.
Was one of them, and then the other one
Yes.
was
I know specifically not.
I think it was I'm blanking on it now. I can't remember.
It, make it a random second level.
Yes, I believe this one shall help us.
I hold up the scroll that says knock.
This particular spell, I believe, should allow us to pass through this wall. I'm not completely confident in that. But I have a few skills of my own that I could use.
Well, I definitely hope I get to tag along for a little bit. Now, granted, I don't know a whole lot about the material plane. There's been a few times I've seen your kind come through the Fae. I don't know that I've ever seen any that have actually had tails.
Oh, really? That's fair. My people are not originally from the area of Amon and where we came from, per se. We came from a different land, specifically.
My brain just totally lost the name of the land we're from.
Wildmount?
Wildmount. We're from Wildmount originally, and specifically Talonstad. My family was refugees there initially. I'm not surprised though. Tailed dragonborns are a little bit more rare.
Well, then you're quite shiny. I like that about you.
I appreciate that. It seems to draw the wrong kind of attention in this world, from what I've seen.
I know this may be a little bit of an odd request, but would you be willing to do a little spin for Grimaldi?
Gedrick once again gets a little uncomfortable, and he stands up and he says,
Did you have something you were hoping to understand about me?
I just like looking at you.
he sighs, and he keeps his cloak on, looks down at the ground, and does the fastest spin that he could possibly do.
Man, I do like me some shiny.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. Well, that I understand. It's not the first time I've heard that compliment before.
Now, Casmarir, have you come into the main area yet?
Still muted, man.
Still muted. That is really irritating. For you, I'm sorry.
Anywho, you Hornfella, I don't remember catching your name. What do you do?
My name is Jean-Luc. I don't know. I guess I do a great many of things. Mostly speaking. I've been a negotiator for quite some years now, and so now that's kind of what I do for this group when possible.
So would you say that you're good with your tongue?
He's quite good. He's quite good with his tongue, actually. He's gotten us out of great many troubles, this man.
I guess the only thing I could say is I've not gotten any complaints.
You seem a little mysterious. Although, you're not quite as shiny as your friend over there.
Well, it's hard for fur to be as shiny as scales.
Well, that's... Yeah, I mean, I'm a little hairy myself. And as you look at Grimaldi, quite stout. Very pointy ears. Very dirty, like, clothing. But you can see, like, underneath through the dirt and grime that it is very vibrant in its making. But he's been digging through the map. And so he really hasn't had the opportunity to show that vibrance. And so he continues on. Well, I guess I haven't really told you a whole lot about me. I guess that's fair, though. I probably should tell y'all a little bit about me since I'm asking about y'all. I guess we'll start out with the basics. I'm Grimaldi Verisoft. I actually grew up in the up to the north there in where's it? The Moongloam Depths. Kind of lived in between the two sides of it. I know. I suspect y'all kind of saw a little bit of shift up to the north, where you've got the dark forest and you got the ocean going out of ways.
Is that the forest that drops off into the ocean?
Yeah.
Yes, I do recall seeing that.
It's a little trippy because we had some that didn't really want to stick their life out anymore, and so they tried jumping off out of the forest. They didn't quite realize that there was water underneath, and the water's got a little bit of way of taking people in. It's always been quite welcoming. And so, while they tried to off themselves, they weren't successful. Good or bad, depending on who you're asking. I'm happy for them, but there were others that didn't want to be around no more. But, yeah, I've really the only one left in my family. Once Vorador kind of took over things in the forest, it got a little dark. Didn't really get to choose what life looked like. And anytime I go out, well, I gotta pay my penance. And well, I'm trying to find a decent number of stones, so I still have a little bit left over for me. So.
Good morning, Casmarir.
Good morning.
Order.
The room was nice.
You enjoyed being able to destroy things without consequence.
Well, that too.
Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed yourself.
But the bedroom was nice too. It was very cozy for a horse's ass like me.
I hope the big bed was big enough. I did try to take that into account.
Yes, thank you. Most times sleeping on the floor is usually what I have to do. So having a bit of a place to lay was very nice for sure.
Well, and I appreciated that my room felt like home, so thank you for that.
You're very welcome. Grimaldi was just telling us a little bit about where he's from. Apparently he was part of the Grome Forest that was there when Vordor took over.
And when you mention that name, you would see like you have before, you would see Casmarir's eyes kind of flicker like a blood red, and kind of just flicker from that to his more silverish eyes that he has. So, and he would look at Grimaldi, excuse me. He'd say, "So, you know where he is?"
Well, when he is in his abode, yes. He's been spending a lot of time over near what are they? The Fagates, I think they call them. He's been, yeah. He has his place, but since it's a little bit of a travel between his place and the closest Fagate, from what I understand, he's kind of set up a little bit of a second spot off to the west where he can get to this gate pretty easily.
For clarification, would that be how we got here? Is a Fagate?
Yes, but not this one.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
I mean, just is a Fagate would be a portal between realms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. What what would he be doing at a Fagate, I wonder?
I'm not sure exactly what he's doing at the gate. I don't know really what they're for, but last time I saw him back in the forest, there it was with someone else. Really tall dude, really pale. Really straight white hair. And
Was it in a ponytail? And did he have a scar on his face?
I wasn't that close, so I don't know about the scar. But his cloak was this gorgeous blue.
Blue, you say?
Yeah, I wouldn't forget that blue. It was pretty.
Was it the similar color to what I'm wearing?
And Gedrick lifts up his cloth and shows the little bit of blue that's on his clothes.
It is.
Interesting.
But I not 100% sure what was going on. I know there were some books and scrolls exchanged. I was back far enough. I don't like being seen by Vorador because he likes coming for my money. He doesn't really follow the laws of the Feywild too well. So
that he does not.
How do you know him?
He's Fey royalty.
This fellow?
Indeed, he is.
Of course,
The
I guess
hell?
that is. Of course, I guess that is his story. My apologies.
You, the big horse's ass, is Fey royalty. Explain.
Have you heard of someone by the name of Zephyros Feywind?
Oh shit.
That's him. Well,
So different,
not
but
it looks different, but that's him.
Yeah. You're supposed to be dead.
and I'd like to keep it that way.
They say that a lot around here.
Okay. I don't know how to process this information.
How about quietly?
Can people hear us outside of this hut?
No.
Okay.
But out in the wild, you don't talk about it. We don't need unneeded attention.
So, have you gone and seen Elendor?
Yes, that's where we came from.
Okay. So he knows you're alive. How is he, by the way? I haven't seen him in... Looks down... And you can see, like, scratches on his arms. Well, at least 5 or 6 cycles now. I really don't know how to keep track of time around here, so I try to keep note of things just in my own way.
He's dying. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Go for it.
He's dying from a a plague that was put into the water source. But that's why we're here, is to save him and try and save the Feywild in its own right.
Yeah, I would kind of assume so, because Belendor goes, I don't know what's going to happen to the Murmuring Canopy. Because, I mean, they are one and the same. Like I said, I haven't been over there in a while.
So tell me, Grimaldi, what exactly do you do for work?
I mean, here recently, I kind of been just sticking to my own, trying to find things that I can trade for. Try to make a living of my own. For the most part, when it comes to it, I'm a little bit of a messenger. I move pretty quick. I know the lands pretty well.
Well, we may have some use for you once all of this gets taken care of.
Really?
You seem like a good fellow.
I try to be. I know I'm a little weird. I'm sorry if I come off a little strong. I'm fairly straightforward in what I do.
Well, I would just say, as someone who takes truth lightly, sometimes honesty is really nice.
I get that. I wish people were a little more truthful.
As they are all having this conversation, Gedrick has walked around having ingested this information about a blue-cloaked individual based off of the description. He's going directly to a wall of books in which, if you all venture a look over there, it has at the top and the bottom of the bookshelf Cobalt Soul at the bottom of marked on there, and he's looking through some of these books. And Gedrick is really wanting to see if he can recall ever having met someone based off that description from the Cobalt Soul.
Go ahead and make me a... Well, probably history, right?
History? Yeah.
Brain? Yeah, history.
Okay, here we go.
Sorry, I've been reading up on a couple different systems, and so checks are getting rolled around in my head.
That's a 17.
17. So, while not directly affiliated with the Cobalt Soul, you have definitely heard of this person.
Okay.
And you have the memory of the Ruby Vanguard that pops up.
Okay.
And putting two and two together based on the description and everything that was kind of laid out, you've got a pretty good idea who he's talking about. Being Ludinus Deleth.
Okay.
Oh, well, shall we venture forth to see if we can unlock this wall that stands between us and what I can only assume is our goal, which is still to find you, Kaz, this sword of memories.
Yeah, I'd rather get it done now than later. But yeah, this place is nice though. Is it? I'll stick around.
No. In fact, it will be gone here in about 30 minutes.
What?
So we can all be dumped out polite. We can all be dumped out, or we can all walk out politely.
Right then. I guess we're walking out politely then.
And Gedrick leads the way because he's been here so many times before, and he walks towards what is essentially the front door, and everybody's able to walk out and follow behind him.
Cool. And as you exit the hut, Gedrick, you go in and disengage the tiny hut spell, and the door just kind of sucks up out of the floor and disappears. And you find yourself back in the caves of the Blooming Cascades. Apologize, I think I mentioned earlier the wrong name because I've got too many things rolling around in my head.
You're good.
But yeah, the campfire that was there the night before that Grimaldi was sitting around has definitely gone out. It is cold, and you see over in the corner Grimaldi's pickaxe that he had left out. He had brought his swords with him, but he did leave his pickaxe out. And he walks over to it, picks it up, flings it over his shoulder. Well, we going to try this now, or is there something else that we need to go do?
No, we can try it right now.
Casting identify or detect magic ritually as we get closer to where Grimaldi originally showed us where that space was. Gedrick casts detect magic to identify where exactly this wall is, so that he can attempt the scroll on it.
Yeah. And he leads you back down the hole where you can see the rough, jagged edges where he had been pickaxing away. You see little like shiny spots, almost like obsidian, that he couldn't quite get through, but you can definitely tell that he was trying. You do see a couple gems that are still stuck in the wall that he hasn't been able to pick out yet. As you do continue down the hole, you do get to not quite the end, but a little ways there. And as you start to get into this area, you start to see those same glyphs that we saw before start to light up.
Yep.
Well, it appears that we're here. If you all would prefer to stand back, you're welcome to.
Gedrick pulls out the scroll knock and opens it and begins reading aloud the magical glyphs to enact it, and he's holding his hand out about 2 inches from the wall. Well, no, we'll make it 5 inches from the wall. As he casts knock, and at the end of the magic, he just simply, his tongue being familiar with the spell, knowing what the spell calls for as far as the somatic components, he clicks his tongue as he casts it.
And all of you, immediately as Gedrick finishes the incantations for knock, you hear as these rocks that form up this wall start to kind of creak and kind of curl backward and start to fall over, essentially exposing a doorway to this area. As this does, and you do feel a little bit of a pressure change, like a positive pressure that kind of pushes air out into the area in which you're standing. And there's an odd smell. Floral, but not quite flowers. Not quite dead plant, but not quite alive, if that makes sense. Like a little bit of an acrid, flowery smell.
Sulfur?
Not sulfur. Yeah. It.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Oh, what is that smell?
I thought that was you, big guy.
And he looks up and down at Grimaldi and he says, I don't know what you've been smelling, but that's a lot worse than me.
It certainly isn't
I
pleasant.
almost taste it. Like, it's a little sweet, but ugh. Something ain't right, whatever's in there. But I am intrigued. But I'm not leading the way.
Casmarir, you are the most familiar with this space, so
I have not been here.
I haven't either.
But I guess I'll go first. I am the heaviest, I guess.
I'll stand behind you, Gedrick. I'll have your back.
And Kaz, I think. How long is this? Hour. Okay. He is going to cast Armor of Agathis on himself.
Okay.
As he walks through that gives him 5 temporary hit points, as well as offers it lasts for an hour, just offers some extra protection.
Cool. Sorry, I was just looking at something really quick.
And I'm gonna start walking through and trying to look around as I'm doing it, looking for any clues on what I could find, or where this sword could possibly be, or if there's like tracks or something that could tell me whoever put this lock or door here, where they may head past this point.
Yeah, so it's kind of just an open tunnel that really continues just in one direction. As you start kind of walking your way through, you do see vines that are along these walls and flowers that are growing out of them, and as you kind of walk towards them, they slowly retract away. You see the vines moving up and down the walls and above you. They start to kind of crawl into the floor just a little bit, and do end up kind of taking over a bit of this hallway that you're trying to go through. I do need y'all to make a or how do you plan to traverse across these vines?
I think Kaz being the first one, I mean, and being honestly the biggest, like, would just try to step on top of them or whatever, if that's possible from what I was understanding.
I'm trying to clip clop through them.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Go ahead and so as you start to walk through them, go ahead and make me a dexterity save.
All right. That is a 17.
17. So the minute you start to step into these vines start trying to wrap around your ankles and start trying to crawl up your legs. But being the brute that you are, you just kind of continue pushing through these. And you go to lift up your legs and it snaps the vines, and then you feel the sudden release as they fall off.
Y'all be careful here.
As you all kind of get there, you see that while those have fallen off, these are quickly being replaced with other vines that are filling the space along the floor.
What's the distance from where we are with the vines to where Kaz is? Is it like over 30 feet? Is there...
That was gonna be my question.
Yeah, it's about a 30-foot gap of vines that you've got to get through.
Gotcha. Gedrick, seeing the success that Kaz has had, is going to take a shot at walking through this.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a dexterity save.
Okay. Oh, no. That is a 2.
So you get probably 10 feet in, and the first few vines, like, they've started to grow up your leg a little bit. You kind of trudge through for a few more feet, and in the middle of it, just in the thick of these vines, they have really started to grab onto your tail. They've wrapped up to like your knees, and they have locked onto you and bring you to a standstill.
Well, gentlemen, it would appear that I cannot move much forward.
And you will take on the grappled condition.
I have a so I'm past all the vines, is that correct?
Yes, you have
Okay.
made it to the other side.
could I throw my rope over to them, or over to Gedrick and try and like pull him the rest of the way forward?
Yeah.
Like a
Make a probably be sleight of hand because you are having to aim this rope at him since he can't really move a whole lot to go and fetch the rope should you miss.
Sure. Okay. That is a 15.
15? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You get to kind of swinging it. You release and it is going right at Gedrick's head, and ends up kind of landing just on his shoulder. He kind of has to move his head out of the way just a little bit so it doesn't land on top of his head. But he has this rope.
Grab the rope.
Tie around your waist. Let's
Very good. And Gedrick attempts to tie it around his waist.
and
Okay.
Jean-Luc, can you think you could hop these walls and get over here?
It's kind of the hope.
Why don't you get over here and then help me pull? Because I have a feeling that this might get a little difficult.
Well, hang on. Gedrick, do you have anything, or any of you, do you have anything that could possibly set these on fire?
Well, yes, I do.
And Gedrick will conjure firebolt in his hand and just say, "Now what?"
Well, shoot it at your feet.
And Gedrick looks down. Does he see anything underneath him?
Just vines. You can feel like the stone underneath you, but it's covered in these vines.
Well, here goes nothing.
And Gedrick will cast it right down in front of his feet.
Yeah. You go to cast this firebolt, and immediately, like, as it gets to the edges of these vines, they immediately start to pull back from your feet.
Okay.
And Jean-Luc takes that opportunity, looks at it, and like grabs Gedrick's hand is like the crook of his elbow as he comes, like, "Come on, big man."
And as he does that, Gedrick like goes to cast another cantrip to shoot it down at his feet one more time as he does that.
Yeah, and Grimaldi is going to take off right behind you, Jean-Luc, to keep up pace. So, yeah, y'all get through these vines. And these are living plants, and seems like they might not like fire.
I was going to use my mirthful leap. I was going to give it a shot.
Yeah.
I'm like totally second guessing my spells after the dispel magic the remove curse didn't work in the thing, so I'm all second guessing my magic now. Like,
yeah.
Fudge, I don't know if any of my stuff will work or if it's just gonna make things worse. All of a sudden, Stetson's like, "Hey, roll a wild surge for me." Like, what?
Yeah, I mean, unless things go really
Feywild.
crazy, I don't suspect the need for a wild surge table, but it could happen.
The Feywild.
Yeah, it's a weird place. Yeah, so y'all get past these vines, and you still see where they are kind of singed and burning just a little, but they have started to kind of reconsume the space in which they were. You continue further down this hall, and that smell, it's getting stronger. And you start to see like almost like little lightning bugs, but Feywild fireflies. They're all different colors, bioluminescent, just little flies. And seems like the closer you're getting to wherever you're going, the thicker they get. Not massive amounts by any means, but more. Grimaldi's like, well, this is weird. I haven't seen these bugs in caves. I've seen them in the moon gloom depths. Huh.
Yeah, I guess.
You've seen these bugs.
They don't. Go ahead.
You've seen these bugs where you originally came from, Grimaldi?
Yeah.
Is this before or after Vordor?
Both. They're still there.
I see.
They're not harmful. Just odd to find them here.
Gedrick's keeping his eyes out for any kind of sword-looking thing.
It's been told that they tend to be around stronger entities. Those that are more attached to the Feywild. And makes sense for Vorador. I don't know why they're not around Elendor.
Are they gathering around? Gathering around Casmarir?
Go ahead and
is
make
actively
perception
looking
check.
at it.
Yeah, go ahead and make perception check.
He was lying the entire time.
It's a 12. It's a 12.
12. I mean, there is more around him than what are around you, like you and John Luke's heads and Kaylin's head.
I was gonna say, because my second ask would have been, what about Jean-Luc, since we know that he's also from the Feywild. Interesting.
They seem to like you quite a bit, Kaz.
They have a tendency to like me, I guess. They're probably the only ones that haven't forgotten that I exist.
So, I'm not going to say it, but I don't want to disrespect it all. What should I call you since things? Should I call you Casmarir, or should I call you any kind of trails off?
Casmarir is fine.
Okay. I don't want to be disrespectful. Anywho. Yeah. Slightly curious and a little concerned. Because this could be something powerful.
What
Should we continue on?
Powerful, Grimaldi, are you referring to?
I mean, there's been talks of dragons. I've never seen one. But I also do find it kind of weird that these flowers are popping out the walls and these vines are moving around. Not typically something that would happen around here.
Well, that's the second time we've heard about dragons today. So, Not going to.
Second time today. We just woke up.
Started.
He means
A
in
little bit
24
ago.
hours.
Sorry,
Oh,
24
okay.
hours.
I'm sorry.
My apologies.
And that is
yes.
starting to unsettle me just a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine. And Casmarir, if you were looking closely, which Jean-Luc, you would probably see this easily, is Casmarir would grab a little tighter to his blade of the Twilight Warden, but keep moving forward.
Where you lead, we follow.
Well, as we continue forward, I need y'all to log on to Above VTT.
Feel like we haven't done this in forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a little bit.
I'm there.
Awesome. Everyone's there. Y'all are in the right screen. Cool. Yeah, so as you continue, you start to walk through this hall and it starts to open up into a fairly large area. And then you, beyond just the expansive space of this, you see the gold, the gems, the hoard. All piled up. All intertwined with these vines.
Do we see the sword?
Make perception check for me.
I'll help him.
Okay. You can roll with advantage.
That is an 18 on the die, which becomes a 21.
21.
Yes, sir.
You see in the middle of this room, about here, a sword that glows of a great purple. You don't see the full thing, as it is kind of buried, but with 21 and a keen eye, you see what you strongly suspect is what you're looking for.
Well, I'd say that's it, gentlemen and lady.
Oh, you see the sword.
Yeah, it's... And he pointed out to Gedrick, kind of annoyed, because it's kind of obvious to him, I guess. He says,
Oh, yes, there it is. How do we wish to proceed?
There's a lot of stuff.
Yes,
don't
Grimaldi,
touch it.
please don't. Hold on.
I would even say, please lower your voice.
Please.
Good.
And
Who
I'm
wants to make the persuasion check for me?
I want to
Gedrick-
cast...
Gedrick,
I
well,
want
it's
to
gonna
cast web. Sorry.
Gedrick is
You
going
wanna
to
cast
actually
web?
before he does that, Gedrick was going to turn to Grimaldi and say,
Grimaldi, I will let you hold my tail if you promise me you will not touch that gold in front of you.
And be quiet.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll the persuasion check, but that did reduce the DC for this.
Okay. Here we go.
And we'll say, since Casmarir was going to cast web on it, I will give you advantage on it, because we'll take that as a help action.
Now that first one was a 17, and the second one was 11. I'll take the 17, which makes it 18.
Cool. Okay. And you see him like a crack addict, shaking at the sight of an 8-ball in front of him. But he does like shakily grab onto your tail.
Just the tail.
Okay.
Quiet, please.
Okay.
Especially if you want to live through this.
Jean-Luc wants to see if he can slowly walk up to the sword.
Oh, I was going to say, how far away is the sword from us at this point?
So it is. Let me just drop a little pin here so you'll have it.
80-ish feet.
I was going to say, that's what it looks like.
We're
to me.
accurately where
You're
we're
going
at.
to be there. Yeah. So this is roughly where y'all are at. This is Grimaldi, by the way, the little blue guy.
Okay.
I'm only seeing, just for clarification, am I only supposed to be seeing myself?
Hang on. Let me do this.
Oh, there we go.
Cool.
Never mind.
Beautiful.
My fault.
All good.
Hey, Kaz, you're also not at full health.
Yeah, did you take your long rest?
Yeah, I am. I'm at
I think it's
81 of
just above.
76.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
I
because
was
of
reading
the...
that the other way. The
He's got
temporary.
temps.
Yeah, because of the
Oh.
temporary.
Okay,
Got it.
I was reading it the wrong way. Math is
Got
hard.
it.
Speaking of, where did the temps come from? Because those, if it was
armor
before
of
the long
Agathis.
rest, you're right. You're right.
Nope.
Sorry, brain forgot about
you're
that. Cool.
So, yeah,
How long
and y'all
has
can
it
see
been,
the
by
pin,
way?
right?
Yes.
Yes,
And-
sir.
Probably, we'll say 15 minutes.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Like, y'all weren't moving fast, but you weren't crawling along, and it's not super deep.
Sure. Just want to make sure that I'm honoring
Yeah,
the rules
No,
a
you're
little
good.
bit better.
yeah. And for that, I will. I got a timer here, so
Sweet.
yeah, Jean-Luc's gonna try to stealth his way over to that sword.
okay.
We are all in agreement that this horde is evidence of a dragon. That is what we were told.
Which is why I think we need to grab this sword and, get the hell out of here.
I'm in complete agreement. Can I
Considering
help you and can I help you in any way?
Just being an extra set of eyes.
Well,
Yell danger if there is any. Be a
we
warning
can certainly
system of
try
some sort.
that.
I have advantage on stealth checks, so
Yeah. And just so y'all are aware, this will not be exact by any means, but that is roughly where the horde starts.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So am I climbing like a pile? Is that the idea?
It kind of slants up.
Okay.
And you do see like vines that have kind of like stuck up through this pile. At least just at as a quick cursory glance.
Okay.
But yeah,
Gedrick would with Grimaldi holding his tail want to not necessarily follow Jean-Luc, but would want to move up over here. If that's a ridge. If that's a ridge, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it kind of is. Like, this is in a little, like, there is a little bit of a shelf around.
Okay, and I would do so quietly. Trying to get myself within 30 feet, because Gedrick's thought is, if Jean-Luc is struggling with the sword, he would want to send his mage hand over to help him.
Yeah.
Like, if it's stuck in there, like, he could help, like, steady the sword so that Jean-Luc could make a concerted effort. I'm assuming that would put me within 30-ish feet.
Yeah, of the horde, yeah.
Okay, so then I'd be readying
these squares are 5 feet.
Got it. So I'd be readying an action to do that when I see Jean-Luc efforting to make an effort.
And remembering that Jean-Luc is wearing boots of elven kind, so his steps won't make any noise. Now, that doesn't mean that the pile won't make noises. But
yeah.
At least my steps won't make any.
And I'm got my cloak on, so if I'm doing it stealthily, I have advantage on stealth check.
You get to the edge of this. Go ahead and make me a stealth check.
I'll take that 23.
Nice. You go to step up 5, 10, 15 feet. Doesn't seem to be making a sound.
Cool.
Haven't really felt any.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead and make one more.
$27.
27. You definitely get up to the center of this pile, and after kind of talking through and Casmarir kind of pointing out what y'all are looking for, you see it's like the hilt of the blade, and then like the blade is kind of halfway into this sword, and you are there next to it.
Seeing that he's gotten up to it, Gedrick would cast Mage Hand right next to him, and is there to steady the blade as Jean-Luc prepares to do whatever he's gonna do.
Yeah, so he would take it and just like kind of like slowly move it at first. He's not trying to make big movements, no big movements. He's just trying to see how loose it is in this pile. What is he feeling?
Okay. So you go to put your hand on it. Nothing at first. The second you move it, you see those vines across the entire horde shift. And they've all started... They're focused on you.
Take off.
Okay. With that, let's see here.
Jean-Luc's going home. He's sick of this place.
Yeah.
This is home.
Well, technically, yeah.
Well, not exactly, but You know what I mean.
No. He's not trying to get eaten by a dragon. That's what we're worried about.
And as you pull this and you go take away, these vines immediately start darting for you. As from above your head, you hear a gigantic roar. As you look up,
yeah,
you see this huge monstrosity of a purple and blue dragon that has flowers growing out of its scales, and it just starts to bellow through this cave. What are we doing? You've got one round to react.
Yeah, I mean, Gedrick would literally cast Firebolt at all of the vines that are specifically trying to grab at Jean-Luc. He sees the dragon up there and he's like, he looks back at Grimaldi and says,
I don't suppose you'd have anything to help with this, but quiet at this point is irrelevant.
And he shoots off as many firebolts as he can to retract those vines as Jean-Luc is making his way over.
And with that, how many firebolts can you fire off in a round? I think it's 3?
I believe so. It's a cantrip, so it's an action. So so 3. Yeah, 3.
Yeah. So you fire off 3 of them at probably the closest vines to Jean-Luc.
Yep.
And those 3, like, they recoil away a little bit, but they are going after him as quickly as they can. And there are definitely others. Like, there's probably a good 15, 20 different vines that are quickly reaching towards him. Any quick actions before we actually roll initiative?
The only other thing that Gedrick would do is he would cast Blade Ward.
So the firebolt would have been your action, which would kill your round,
cool.
Unless it's a bonus action.
Cool.
So can Jean-Luc just be swinging the sword like as he's running, just to try to?
Yeah, that could definitely be something as we go through this.
So,
Casimir, any actions on your side?
I'm gonna cast a green flame blade on my blade of Twilight Warden. Which would be fired on the sword, basically. And I don't necessarily know if I could do this, but if I could get over here to like the start of where
you're close enough
and try like just keeping the vines in that area
at bay.
At bay to where if he's like coming through that he can like leap over it or whatnot.
Cool. Awesome. Before we actually get into initiative, we will take a quick break. So restrooms, anything like that we need, let's do that before we get into initiative. And we are back. So, jumping into this encounter with this dragon that y'all didn't necessarily pay attention to when you were walking into this cave. No one specifically looked around.
Way to call out our shame there, boss.
I just kind of expected it was going to be under the pile.
Fair. Let me do this. You are there. And unhide. So this guy is in the air. He's kind of clinging up on kind of the roof of this cavern. But she is looking down on you with a big bellowing roar. What are you doing here?
Sorry, a friend of ours lost something very dear to him, and we were just trying to take it back. And Jean-Luc's like, he will stop and he'll let the vines grab him, but he's just gonna talk.
Okay. And yeah, basically, as soon as you stop, they quickly get up around you. And they've ensnared you, but they're not like squeezing for death or anything like that. This is just more of a hold. Why do you take what's not yours?
Well, how did you happen upon it?
It was found.
By whom?
I do not know. That was many years ago.
Well, is there any chance that we can have just this one treasure that once belonged to a friend of ours?
What do you have for trade?
Why do I have that dragon report?
She kind of sniffs the air. And she kind of cranes her neck around to look back at you, Casmarir. You smell familiar.
What do you mean? What is familiar to you?
Your stenches. Smelt it before. But it's tainted.
That's Vorador's fault.
Vorador. What a punk. He tries to take things that are not his. Tries to hurt those that shouldn't be hurt. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the one who found the sword that you tried to take.
Well, my hopes is with this sword, he won't be able to do any of those things anymore.
Why is this important to you?
I believe it's how we destroy him.
Vorador killed my father, imprisoned my mother. I have right more than anyone to hate. But I just want this place back in balance.
And Jean-Luc just, if you're going to name drop, now would be the time.
Do you plan to take his life?
By My father, Lorcan, I pledge to you that Vorador will not leave breathing.
Then here's my deal. You take a life from my realm, you give me one.
You let me take my uncle's life, and I'll give you mine in return.
Edric hops on a message and messages Casmarir and says,
We do have Grimaldi here, and he likes the shiny things. Perhaps he could stay?
You have a deal. And she is going to slither down the wall. Heavy footsteps. She steps onto the hoard. It shifts under her weight. As she gets towards you, Jean-Luc, by the point that she's gotten up there, all the gold and gems that were kind of around your feet are gone, and you're just being held in mid-air by these vines.
My goodness, you are so magnificent.
Well, I haven't heard that in some time.
Really entirely too shiny for someone living in a cave.
I don't get out as quite as often as I would like. And
what if you had
I'm
somebody who could do
hoping
that
that
for
will
you?
be changed.
What if you had someone who could do some of that for you? A messenger, a helpmate.
What do you mean?
And Jean-Luc's gonna turn and just go, Grimaldi, could I please request you just come over here a moment? I'd like to speak to you.
Okay. And he's going to begrudgingly make his way up towards you. He's intentionally going to stay like 10 feet back from you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Grimaldi, I have a very important question. Not only for yourself, but for the other three of us as well. Would you consider staying here and running inventory and quests for this wonderful creature?
But I was kind of hoping that I'd get to go with you guys. Make persuasion check. I'll admit, this DC on this one's a little tougher because he doesn't. Ooh.
It was a 19. It hit the edge of the screen and rolled over.
Oh.
8 digital dice.
I really would prefer to not be stuck here. While I greatly enjoy the magnificence of, well, and he looks at this Fey dragon. You and your glorious findings here.
And John Luke's gonna step in and go, "It's fine, Grimaldi, thank you," and turn back and go, "I've been rather remiss and rather rude, and I think I forgot my manners. What is your name?"
My name is Caeralyth.
Could I perhaps just trade you this for the sword? It's not as nice as the sword. I'm not gonna lie or try to guilt you into it, but Caeralyth, I have this ring, and he's gonna hold up his ring of evasion. I would love to give you this and swap it for the sword, and I would hope that maybe you could nullify the deal you made with my friend. I don't think it's a good one for you or him.
Do you go ahead and make another persuasion check? This one has to go by the die. Like there's too many things at stake here.
11.
11.
Yeah. Need to find a way to get that up.
While your gift is thoughtful, a life costs more than that ring.
Even the life of someone who is oppressing those in your own realm?
You drive a point, and while I am not a fan of Vorador, he is still one of mine.
But would the reward of a rightful leader coming back into power not be enough? Someone who you could corroborate this kingdom with, this realm.
Who would take his place?
Well, I don't know if you heard when he said who his father was.
I did. But... And she looks back at you, Casmarir. While I understand your past and present is complicated, it was his life for yours. So, who would take the throne? Zephyros.
Well, your deal was that I take a life out of the Fey realm. I stay in the Fey realm. Life for life. I could rule it. In a way that is honoring to every being in this world.
I see what you mean.
Edric steps forward and, not being as eloquent as Jean-Luc.
Almighty Caeralyth, when you say that Vorador is one of yours, is he bound to you?
Not directly. But all within the Fae fall under my domain. And therefore are mine.
And if I may be so bold, for one as powerful as you, why have you not brought him to justice? To your justice?
Because he lingers with a man that has power beyond what I can control. And brings a threat.
I give Kaz and Jean-Luc a knowing look.
And this man brings a threat not only to this plane, but to yours as well. He wishes to unearth an entity far more than the strength of mine.
Would not the smart move be to take out the right hand? You can't cut off the head of the snake immediately. You have to know what's around it.
Well, if this man that he colludes with is any bit as smart as I suspect, Vorador is likely only one of his pawns.
In any case, I believe we have made a deal.
We have, verbally, and I am a bit of a traditionalist in my deals. I try to be straightforward. I'm not like these twinks of the Feywild that go back on their deals or try to coerce things in a certain way. So as a good faith, I like to have everything in writing. And she kind of lifts her head in a little bit of a quick manner, and in front of her, there's a scroll that pops into the air, and start seeing writing appear on it, very Rumpelstiltskin-esque. And a quill pops up next to it as her name appears at the bottom. I need your signature.
I'm assuming I'm gonna have a bit of time to read it.
This deal is not for you. This is for Zephyros.
What does it say? Sorry.
It lays out that should you take the life of Vorador, that your life is owed to Caeralyth in the form of it, essentially indentured servitude.
And Casmarir signs it.
With what name?
With Casmarir.
Okay. Okay. And as you finish signing, it rolls itself up, splits itself, and one lands in your hands.
Well, you're just full of tricks, aren't you?
I've had a long time to master my skills.
Well, as much as I am enjoying being in your presence, I would really appreciate if I could be on the ground again.
Very well. And she waves her paw. And the vines do release you, but it's you're like 5 feet to the ground. Just drop out. Nothing that you can't handle by any means, but it's a little bit of a sudden drop.
Is our little friend Grimaldi getting an itch and doing something stupid in front of this dragon?
I did tell him that he would die if he did. So
You did, but it doesn't mean a crack addict's not going to try.
Oh, you take a quick look over to him, and he's kind of just like rolling his foot around in the gems like he really wants to, but he also really wants to live.
Okay.
Caeralyth, just one slight request, and it will require absolutely nothing from you but your permission.
Very well.
Could we please give Grimaldi 2 minutes to just roll around in your shiny things before we leave?
She looks at Grimaldi. As long as he doesn't take anything.
We will search him before we leave.
That we
Very
will.
well. And at that, Grimaldi just dives into this pile of gems and gold, like literally swimming through it.
Like Scrooge McDuckin.
100%. Just going to town. Biggest smile on his face that he could ever have. And after 2 minutes is up, he pops back up. And he does, like, he intentionally pulls out his pockets. Because some things had gotten stuck in them, so he pulls them out, starts to see things drop. Like, he doesn't want to die, for sure. And so, and then he does take off kind of like his overcoat. You see an extremely hairy chest underneath a very unbuttoned undershirt. And so he kind of shakes everything out. A few more gems kind of fall to the ground. I promise I'm not trying to steal anything, but I appreciate it. It was a whole lot of fun. I
Put him
have
down.
a trinket I'd be willing to give you for a piece of gold. No. Okay.
Pat him down.
And yeah, Jean-Luc's gonna check. Being a thief, Jean-Luc's gonna check everywhere he possibly could hide stuff, like that he would know where somebody might try to stash.
Yeah, go ahead and make sleight of hand since you're like really fine motor movements trying to check all the places.
+8s don't matter if you're rolling ones.
Fair.
I will help him. I will help him.
How are you helping?
How am I helping? I'm distracting Grimaldi with my tail.
Okay, cool. Roll it with advantage.
13.
Cool. Yeah. You go to pat him down. You know what you're looking for, and he doesn't have anything on him.
Cool. Caeralyth, I most assure you that he is clean, has nothing that's not his.
Well,
We
it's not
appreciate
me
your
that.
time.
It's not me. You'll have to prove that. The vines are the ones that keep the count, and as long as they leave him alone, very well.
Are they gonna bother us for the sword on the way out?
No.
I do hope someday, under even better circumstances, to see you again. You really are quite lovely.
Well, I would like to spread my wings, so hopefully soon.
Thank you for your time. And Jean-Luc's gonna bow, and he's gonna turn and just start walking.
And she'll return the bow as you start turning away. And as you can kind of see on the map, there's the way that you came in, but there is also kind of another way out as well. So, whichever way y'all kind of want to go.
Well, great, Caeralyth. How might we get to Vordor and this man in question from here in a quick fashion?
Well, if you're traveling by foot, then you'll want to head to the north off of the Cascades. And once off the Cascades, it's about 3 days travel. You'll go through sorry, I gotta pull up a name here. You'll go through the Dawn Bloom Expanse, where Luxaria is, and then beyond that is the Moon Gloom Depths. First you will see the forest. Beyond the forest is the ocean.
So, in relationship to where we've just come from, and that path over there,
As Gedrick points over behind her.
are we meant to follow the path behind you to get to our destination?
That would probably be the easiest.
Very good. Well, friends, let's go this way.
Gedrick also bows.
And
Casmarir
yeah,
doesn't.
yes.
When
Y'all
when
start
Gedrick started walking
heading
out,
out.
when Jean-Luc started walking out, he grabbed Grimaldi by like the scruff, because he is making sure that Grimaldi does not touch anything on the way out.
Okay, cool. And yeah, like as you start dragging him, like a little unwillingly, but he is also kind of caught off his guard, and so he's on his heels, just trying to keep up with you as you start dragging him away.
Yeah. Yes, because Jean-Luc is walking very fast.
Yeah. Oh. Well. Y'all have successfully talked your way out of a fight with a dragon.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to die. I don't know that we were ready for that.
Yeah.
Well, now we are. Now that we have this sword, I mean, clearly this is a powerful item. We can Kaz will just go to town and just slice her bits now.
Which I am halfway through building the stat block for it, so it will be done. Another stat block that I need to finish.
Wait, so the real question is, who gets the sword?
So
You
right
do.
now it is in John Luke's
Technically.
possession.
Yeah.
Yeah. John Luke's trying to get out. He's not worried about anything else.
Now, just as a point of order, to kind of relate back to kind of the quests that are up in the air right now. This is friendly DM announcement here. The Sword of Memories is also what is to be used to help save Elendor. So, depending on what route you want to go, you could head in either direction.
But I forget. So, is the curse that Elendor has, is that somehow tied to Vordor? That was the part I was a little unsure of.
So, the curse was from Vorador into the Echo Pool,
Right.
which essentially is the holding of all of Elendor's memories.
Got it. And that's ultimately what's making him sick.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Take care of that.
If I may, I believe that saving I guess, practically an archfey would be very beneficial in killing, like, another one.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be smart.
Definitely.
Because here's the thing. I don't think it could hurt to save him. It may not entirely help
Agreed.
us,
Agreed.
but I don't know that it would hurt.
Agreed.
There are more
Because-
positives than negatives for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only reservation that I have is a step away from, I guess, a step away from Vordor as like not taking care of Vordor. Also has inherent risks in it as well, just because inaction for one thing costs action for another, if that makes sense.
I would say that there's also the aspect that they can help us get to Vorador faster
It's fair.
without having to walk the entire way.
True.
I don't know.
So what we're saying, Vordor is closer. Is that what we're saying?
No,
Well, I was gonna say that's the part I'm not sure of. DM
I think-
is
So-
which is closer.
It took you about 4 hours on the Gloamsteeds to get
Right.
from the Whisperleaf to the Cascades.
So bad.
Being,
They were huge creatures, though, dude.
yeah, they're pretty
They weren't
awesome.
like some unicorn horses. They were like 15 foot tall.
If you scroll up in the chat in the round table, you'll actually see a picture of them. They're pretty sick looking. So they were moving at a good clip. Being the knowledgeable person that you are, you could probably do some back of the napkin math and figure out it's probably a day, maybe a day and a half to get back to the Whisperleaf. You are closer. So it took y'all about 3 days to get from, 2 days to get from Luxaria
Mhm.
to the Whisperleaf.
Mhm.
And these mountains were kind of along the way off to the east, if that makes sense. Like a little bit off to the east.
Well, then above table, the question is, do we want to, as a group, not go the direction we're going then and return from whence we came? Because that would be the direction that would take us back to Elendor. Which means we have to traverse those cliffs again.
Going down may be easier than going up.
Lies.
Just saying. I said may.
I am a firm believer that going down is always easier than going up.
It's true.
But gravity can hurt.
Exactly.
I want to come
depending
back
on how you do it
to get back here.
But how are we getting down the
is.
other way? Like, the other way could very much be the exact same thing. It doesn't say we're going down. But
so as we've been having this conversation, so to speak, of debating what we're doing as a group, Gedrick sighs deeply and walks back the way he came back to Caeralyth and just
sorry to disrupt you again, but point of clarification, fastest way to Vordor this way, fastest way from whence we came this way, correct?
Most likely.
Thank you.
Would you like to pass back through?
I look back at the group and say, we want to go back, correct?
Could you help us get down?
Unfortunately, I haven't found a way out of this cave yet.
Gotcha.
Awesome.
I've kind of got myself stuck.
Oh,
interesting.
Good to know.
That is something we could think about and maybe help come up with a solution for. We'll ponder.
Yes, reflecting on that, how big were the halls when we were walking through? They weren't big enough for a dragon.
Not quite. Like it. You had noticed that it seemed like they had semi-collapsed. Like there used to be a way out, but things around it had kind of collapsed.
Okay.
So,
Well, seems we're climbing down the cliffs again.
I do have some control over the foliage in whence you could traverse down more safely.
All I would ask for.
That sounds most excellent. Thank you so much.
Very well. Are you going back through?
Yes, terribly sorry for the inconvenience.
But we will get out of your hair quickly.
I don't have hair.
We'll get out of your scales quickly.
Fair.
Vines. Yes.
I wish you the best.
Thank you.
When we get far enough away that Jumla thinks maybe she can't hear, you just can go, you really should help her figure out a way to get out of there. Add that to the list, please, Gedrick.
Yeah, of course.
New quest!
That's the nicest dragon I've met in my time.
Well, yeah, none of us got eaten, so that's something.
True.
Have you met a lot of dragons?
Well, yeah, the ones that I knew were the Chromacon Conclave that you all knew. Those were bunch of dicks, to be perfectly honest. So.
Who?
As a
Who's
dragonborn, do you separate yourself from dragons? Like as a species?
Yes. For the most part. We don't like ties to them because they tend to lord themselves over most people. We have a history with dragons ourselves, being that we are kin of sorts. So yes, I don't really trust dragons per se, which I know is quite ironic coming from the lips of someone like me.
I think you're allowed to be skeptical of people who have historically done wrong.
No, I'm a little confused. Because you looked a little bit like that back there. And while I understand y'all are technically in a long form kind of way related, in a sense, what happened?
Well, for lack of a better word, there once was a great dragon. This is an old tale of my people. There once was a great dragon who, in her power, felt that she wanted to create her own and be like the gods, create her own servants in her own image. And thus the mythology of where dragonborns came from was born.
Interesting. I'm sorry. I kind of froze back there. And I didn't really know what to do.
It's perfectly all right.
Probably best that you did.
Okay.
It's okay to take a minute and assess when you're in a situation that is new and scary.
Okay.
Grimaldi, would you want to come with us to the Whisperleaf?
Well, I kind of like hanging around you guys. I mean, it helps that most of you are nice to look at, but y'all have been really nice to Grimaldi.
I think all of us are kind of used to people not always being so kind to us, and so we understand.
Yes, as Kaelin said, we are a group of misfits.
Well, if you'd allow me, I would like to continue on with you.
Welcome, Grimaldi.
I'll try to be help. I may need a little bit of training. Say I can fight a little bit, but it's
We've got
not the greatest.
We've got a very diverse skill set. I think you'll be fine.
I could teach you a few things.
I could teach you to read.
I can teach you, well, probably mostly to keep your old trap shut.
Yeah, I have a little bit of a problem with that sometimes.
Most people do. You're in the majority.
Okay.
And if at any point you feel like we're too rough on you, Kaelin will absolutely be there for you.
Yeah, she seems a little hard-headed, but sweet.
She is very much a mother.
Yeah, I'll admit I'm excited since I don't have any family anymore. I don't really have much to go back to, if you know what I mean.
Well, you can hang out with us. We love that, actually.
All right, well, before I start getting all teary-eyed, we better get moving.
Move on.
Yes. Let's head to the cliffs so we can make our way down. Hopefully, get back to Whisperleaf quickly.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.